Didn't even realize on the last episode I was telling y'all about the friends with benefits that I had that I end up cutting off because I decided I ain't want to be no part-time lover. You ain't about to just keep creeping up in my house at night. You know what I'm saying? I need to be seen in public. I need to be dated. I need to be courted like the queen that I am. I ain't even realized that because that's why. Because I'm worthy. And you are, sis, you are worthy too. Bro, you are worthy too. Do not let nobody treat you like a part-time lover. Okay? Welcome to Receiving Related. This is your first time here. My name is Tara Walker. I'm so glad you clicked on this episode for story time. If you are a returning subscriber and or a returning visitor, hey y'all, hey. Okay, so this is episode 3 of how Tara did not get her groove back. Okay, my story is a bit similar. That's why I kind of, the Lord actually gave me the title, but we kind of like piggybacked off of the movie How Stella Got Her Groove Back because how we met and everything was very similar. And so last episode we discussed the second night that we met, and we had sexual relations, unfortunately. And so now we are on day 3. And day 3, my friend and I, we hung out at the pool. And I love the pool. I love the pool. I love swimming. I love water. I always have. My mother put me in swimming lessons when I was like 5 or 6. I swim like a fish. I know a lot of people don't know that about me, but I do. And I would encourage, listen, if you are African American, specifically, I'm saying that, okay, because of my race, black woman, black man, you need to know how to swim, okay? Y'all need to learn how to swim, okay? Let me just throw that in there real quick. Get some lessons. You're never too old, okay? Learn how to swim, okay? Now back to our scheduled program. So, we're on day 3, and so we're at the pool, and then we met these other Jamaicans there that worked there, and they just was really cool, Nobody was trying to not flirt in a sense like that. Like we just, I mean, honestly, to be honest with you, it felt like we was hanging out like we were old friends. Me, them, and it was about 3 of them, and they all worked at the resort. And then it was 2 of us, and we just had a good time. There was a swim up bar, so we, my friend and I partook in that. We paid for it, so and just had a really nice time. But there was one that was a little sweet on me, and like I just listen, I was living my 40th best life, and so I thought at the time. And towards like they was there all the way until nighttime, and that was late, because it's still the East Coast time. Also, we were still on the same time as we are here, and so I think so. I think it is. Are they on Central Time? Anyway, nonetheless, it still got dark around 8-9 o'clock, and they were still there. And then so after the pool closed, we were in the pool together, and my friend met somebody, and they were in the pool. We were still in the pool, but because they worked there, I guess, you know what I'm saying? And I felt crazy because, like, again, this attention, 2 dudes, like, crazy about me or whatever, and but it's because we American, and they did, and it's just how it is, on the resorts and stuff like that. They island men do love plus size women and stuff like that, but I think they just like American women anyway. I think they just like I don't know if it's called a thrill, or if they just, and then a lot of American women, they like the island men, don't ask, don't tell. You know how it is. You don't say whatever happens in Jamaica stays in Jamaica type thing, And again, this wasn't planned either. I really didn't know he was sweet on me until he invited me to, to swim alone with him when everybody, all the family and all the kids was out in the pool. Like literally, it was just us four. And they were off on a section on their own talking, and we were off on a section on our own. And then we get out, and then we went into, it's kind of like a pool house, but it was for the staff. And we like that, no intercourse. But I just felt like, now Sam, I never told Sam this before, so he didn't need to know. He wasn't my man. You understand what I'm saying? And I just was, I guess you call it, I was just living my best life. So it was a lot of foreplay and stuff, and just a lot of kissing and stuff like that. And so we finished, and then he left. He got off work. He left. My friend and I went upstairs. We showered and went back down to eat. And when I came back up, I think my friend texted me, or not my friend, sorry, Sam, the YN. And I believe this was the same night. I think it was the same night. Because I think, which would be Friday now, right? Because we came in on a Wednesday. I believe it was the same night. If it wasn't Friday night, it was Saturday night. He wanted to take me to the club. Or their club. And so, yeah, because remember I said, stuff was shutting down around midnight, around there. So now this has to be around 9-ish, 10-ish in the evening, where it was still open. And I asked my friend, I said, you okay? And she said, yeah, actually such and such wants to take me out too. That's what it was. So both of us had dates. Remember I said there was a friend that was interested in her. And I said, are you sure you okay? Like, you sure you, please text me when you arrive, wherever you going to. Because she was also going off the resort. I had seen him and I had met him, but I didn't mean, I ain't know him. And she was like, yeah, I'll be cool. I'm good. I got my phone and everything. I was like, okay, like, don't overdrink or whatever. Please stay sober. You know what I'm saying? And vice versa to me too. But she's younger than me. So I felt like she was like my baby sister. You understand what I'm saying? And so he picked her up, and then Sam picked me up. And so we went to this club. Now, this is pay attention to this. Put another pin in what I'm about to tell y'all. So we went to this club, or what they call a club. To really, it just looked like another bar, but it was at nighttime. But we dancing. I'm dancing on them and stuff like that, having a good time. And I look over at, and I, because it's dark, but it's visible enough that we can see each other. But you know what I'm saying? You got a little squint, a little squint. But I seen this girl, and she was like she was staring at me so evil. Like, remember that girl that I said was at the bar staring at me? It was more evil than that. But remember what I knew in my head? I was like, I could just, because by then, no, I was on the next trip. I was about to mess up again. I was on the next trip. I just was like, okay, they just don't like me here. But put a pin in that. Don't forget that girl, okay? I had never seen her before. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see her at the hotel. I didn't see, you know what I'm saying? I never seen her before. But she was just standing a ways away. But she just was, and I glanced another time, and she was staring again. And I just was like, but I ain't, by the time I had probably about my 4th rum and punch, you know what I'm saying? And was dancing on Sam and whatever, grinding, do the Jamaican music, how it is and everything. And that was it for that night. We no, that wasn't it for that night. I'm sorry. So, all right. Because I went back. I'll let you know. I went back to Jamaica the same year. Okay. But no, this was this time. After we stayed until it was over. And then he took my hand. We was walking out, and I thought we was walking to his car. But he took me around, like, back on the beach part. And on the beach part, they had, like, some, these little hubs. I don't know what they're called. And where people, you could sit there and lounge and stuff like that. People probably lounge there during the day and stuff like that. And so he took me into one of those. And I was like, oh, this is so nice, because I'm thinking this would be romantic, and we just going to sit back there. Child, romantic nothing, girl. Y'all know what happened next. And so, yeah. But the crazy part about it was this is how I knew I was tripping because them little huts, I call them huts, them little huts or whatever, ain't no door on them things. You know, anybody could walk by and see what anybody doing. But yeah, so not proud of that. But that happened. And so yeah, so now this is that we're on, like I said, like the third night. I really truly believe all that happened on the same night, because I remember thinking like, dang, I just was with 2 boys in one day. It's just only one of them I had the intercourse with, but it just was wild to me. And I think the next night, which would be our last night, I think we went back on Sunday. So Saturday, I think we did spend like the entire day just at the resort. Neither one of us went nowhere with nobody. Let me go back. I got back. Let's go back to the night before at the club, and after that, and after what happened at the club, I got back to the hotel before her. So y'all, my heart was racing, like I went into mommy mode, right, or big sister mode or whatever. And you know, depending on where you are, I don't know. She had like the Wi-Fi. You know, you got Wi-Fi there at the resort. But depending on where you are, she may or may not have Wi-Fi. And so she wasn't responding back quick enough. And I was just like, oh my gosh, oh my. And so I started praying, because the enemy will be the enemy. Because all of a sudden, all these negative thoughts just start. This is how you know. This is why you're not supposed to be doing stuff like this, okay? This is strictly why God be like, he don't want y'all to be having premarital sex, because you wouldn't even be entertaining nothing like this, right? But even if they just went on a date, remember, I ain't know him. She really didn't know him. You know, she met him on the resort. I ain't know Sam like that. You know what I'm saying? Thank God that he was decent with me. You know what I'm saying? He was respectful and whatever. You know, he wasn't crazy. We just thank God that the angels was protecting us. When she finally responded, she finally responded, and then she finally came in. Man, my stomach was hurting. I was thinking all types of stuff. I was like, oh my God, what am I going to tell people? What am I going to tell her mom? Her mom knew where we was at, but I was like, oh my God, what if something happened to her? What if she got... And she finally came bopping up in there. I was like, girl! Like, I literally screamed like that. Like, she was like, what? I was like, girl, you don't understand. I was in here going berserk. Because I couldn't... She was like, I know, I'm sorry. There wasn't no Wi-Fi. I couldn't respond to you. I was like, oh my God. Girl. I was about to say her name. I was like, girl, you don't understand how I was praying you walked up in this room. And with nothing wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, not beating up or no black... And she laughed or whatever, and we kind of, once I seen her, I calmed down and everything. And she told me that she had a nice night. Now, they ain't do nothing, from what she said, they ain't do nothing that what we did, which I believe her, because she would have told me if they did. But she said she had a nice time. She said she thinks that he was into her a little bit more than she was with him, but she just enjoyed, you know, somebody of the opposite sex taking her out and enjoying the company, you know. And so yeah, I think that's it for this episode. So come back for more if you would like. Subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that like button so this video can be pushed up in the algorithm, so people can come and listen to my story and listen to how I give God the glory in the end. Okay. If you can relate to anything I said in the comments, especially if you understand about, you know, the kind of like Jamaican and / the Americans, and if you had that experience too, where the women didn't take too kindly to you as an American, let me know in the comments if something like that happened to you. Because people receive when they can relate. And I know I don't say this often because I usually forget, but this is a ministry, believe it or not. And if you are led to give, by all means, please be led by God to give. The information will be in the description box. Yeah, and that's it. I love you, but know that God loves you so much more. I will see you in the next episode. Bye.